to talk about Elvis tonight.
Yes.
And so now, hold on a second here. What am I doing? Oh, hold on. Hold on, Emil. Let me just, got to readjust something here. Hold on. Hold on there.
I had
Where
to
are
do
you?
some myself.
Okay. I think we're going to go now, right?
That sounds great.
Well, I'm glad you approve.
I am the producer of that show.
Okay. There you go. It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's 7 p.m. in New York City. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Mad Dog DeCipio. And it is Tuesday night, January 10th. Amelia, what time is it?
What's the buzz time?
It is What's the Buzz time. Indeed, it is. We are psyched, jacked, stoked. Use whatever adjective you want. We are excited tonight. We got a special show. It's Elvis week here on What's the Buzz podcast. And tonight, I got a fascinating young man. And I say young, I mean he's young. He's like really young. His name is Nathan Pittorf. He is an Elvis tribute artist at the ripe old age of 16. And if that weren't enough, he's also a Buddy Holly tribute artist. Yep, the kid is a double threat, double trouble. And tonight we're going to get into the mind of a very young Elvis tribute artist and find out what it is about this guy. Has been, of course, long gone for almost 46 years now. 47 years, and we got to think to yourself, Nathan was barely a gleam in the Reverend's eye at the time. So we got to figure out, like, what is it about Elvis that gravitated to this young man? And well, let's just ask him right now. Nathan, welcome to the show.
Yes,
How the hell
welcome.
are you? And don't be nervous. There's only 500,000 people listening to your voice.
Don't scare him off now.
Little pressure, that's all.
Well, I'm doing good, and I hope you guys are doing well as you are. But what really got me into it was growing up on the music. I was raised on that 50s and the 60s kind of music from all different artists of that time. And well, my dad was always a Elvis fan when he was a kid too. He was raised on it. But then I started going to Elvis Week, and my parents been going for a long time too. And so when I was born, I started going to Elvis Week, and every year it was you watch those guys get up on the stage. They would have an outdoors tent, and it was a hot one during those times. But you would watch.
I remember those days well. I'll tell you what, Nathan. I remember those days well. I'm a few years older than you. I'm not going to tell anybody how old I am because they watch the show. They know I'm old. But I will tell you that some of the best tribute artists in the world are people who perform under those tents every week at Elvis Week. I mean, every year at Elvis Week. There's a young man. He was a friend of mine for a little while. His name was E-Rock. Do you know who E-Rock is?
Yes, I do.
E-Rock is one of the best. He's good. Good guy. He's a good guy, but he's also a talented guy too. Eric Hawes, his name is. Eric is a very talented guy. Some other people you might have seen there, Bill Cherry, people like Dwight Eisenhower, Ted Torres Martin. This show is very good friends. In fact, part of our network here, I'm very proud to say, Pete Wilcox, one of the very first Elvis tribute artists, is a friend of our show.
Yes.
In fact, we used to do a show together, he and I. Spoke to him on the phone. I spoke to him Saturday. We were going to try and get him on here, but he's got a lot of stuff going on right now. But yeah, Pete Wilcox, certainly one of the very first Elvis tribute artists for sure. Legit. He was doing Elvis when Elvis was still alive. So who are some of the people, Nathan, that you admire as an Elvis tribute or sound alike or look alike?
Well, one of the biggest that I love watching and that helped me big time every time I got to see him and would help me give me a lot of pointers and a lot of tips on how to become to be where I am right now and further. And a lot of times when we meet, we always did Bossa Nova together a lot of times at Elvis Week. That's a big song we do together. But his name's Dean Z.
Oh, Dean Z. Oh my God, please.
Yes.
He's a legend. He's legendary in the Elvis world. Dean Z, by the way, is the official Elvis of Graceland.
Yes.
He is the guy. He's the go-to guy. Priscilla Presley liked him a lot. Lisa liked him a lot. And everybody at Graceland loves this guy. Dean Z is one of, if not the best. Certainly from a vocal and physical standpoint, you'd be hard pressed to find anybody to beat Dean Z. It may be, and this is pushing it, but maybe Bill Cherry, maybe Dwight Eisenhower, Doug Church, but you'd be hard pressed. We have somebody in our chat room going, let's go Nathan Pittorf. That's Mike Two Bills. I guess you know who Mike Two Bills is. There you go. He's with us, Mike. Don't worry. I'm not going to hurt the kid. I promise you. Not going to hurt him. He's a good kid. So Dean Z is certainly a guy. If I'm going to take advice from somebody, that's the guy. How did you get to know Dean?
Well, Dean is a great guy. He wants to talk. He talks to everyone. If you get a chance, he'll always be there next to stage or after the show. Even if he's taking down equipment at a show, like getting done and everything, he'll talk to you for a couple minutes or so, or however
Yeah.
long, when he's got time. So, being a young tribute artist, and a lot of these big ETAs watch us grow up and become big, and they want to help out a lot, and to make sure we stay on the right path, and to make sure that Elvis's legacy is in a great hands. And
Absolutely.
when at the original at the tent, Dean Z actually said that to me. He's like on stage. He's like, we're doing bossa nova, and he says, I could see that Elvis's legacy is in great hands. And I was only about 10 years old at that time.
Good for you, brother.
Aw.
Good for you. I have a special surprise for you, man. My co-host Amelia has a very special connection to Elvis. You want to tell our young friend what your connection to Elvis is?
Yes, my husband used to do some yard work there on Graceland. He was
Oh,
hired there.
wow.
Her
Mhm.
husband was a groundskeeper at
Yeah.
Graceland.
Yeah,
Her husband,
Wow.
Jeff.
yes. And he worked the grounds, and actually he got to meet Priscilla Presley and was offered a job
And
there.
he made the mistake, Jeff made the mistake of asking Vernon Presley, how did Elvis die? That was a big mistake. Apparently, he got Vernon very angry.
Yeah.
You don't want to get Elvis's daddy angry.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah. And he was offered a job there on Graceland to stay on there, but he had other bigger contracts, of course, that he
Boston
had. So
Spencer
he
is
wasn't
joining
able
us. Boston, how are you, brother? Our friend Boston from Boston.
Boston from Boston. Hi.
Yep. Indeed. So my friend Boston's here. It's good. Brother, stick around with us. We got a fun show tonight. Talking about Elvis's birthday bash.
Mhm.
Gonna be a good show. So let's talk a little bit about, because you're a young guy. You obviously, you say your father was an Elvis fan and he listens to the music. And obviously, if you're an Elvis fan, there are certain moments, certain quintessential moments that grab you. They take hold. It's and maybe it's Elvis from the 50s, maybe it's the jumpsuit era, maybe it's the black leather,
Mhm.
the comeback special era. Obviously, you represent Elvis as a younger person
Mhm.
because you haven't filled into the jumpsuit era yet.
Yes.
But let me ask you a question. Is this, do you think in your evolution as an Elvis tribute artist, is this your comfort zone, or would you like to expand maybe your repertoire a little deeper, a little expansive maybe? Would you like to try the black leather and the jumpsuits?
Yes. So where my vocals are at right now, they are great for the 50s. So like your Sun Records, your RCA, and plus my body posture, like my how slim I am or how I move, big time. Being so young and flexible and all that still.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so easy to do a lot of those 50 moves that would be harder for the other ETAs that are in this jumpsuit era.
Or an old man like me that'll break a hip.
But so those 50 errors are big for me right now. But down the road, when my voice fully matures and I grow up a lot more physically and all that, I like to get further into the 68 and the 70s.
Well, I'll tell you what, you are very fortunate right now because when Elvis was 18, 19 years old, he had a very untrained, high-pitched vocal that lent itself to the energy of rock and roll of the 50s. as I guess the 60s rolled around, and I guess as he matured, he kind of dampened that a bit with the more mature tone. And his voice, as he got older, got deeper, which is natural. You're still in that, 16, 17-year-old area, because it's just hard to even think that there's a 16-year-old tribute artist, an Elvis guy. Which I think is remarkable because you are the future.
Yes.
You're the future of keeping Elvis's music alive.
Absolutely.
So Amelia, talk
Yes.
to this young man. I'm going to let you have at it now. Go ahead, talk to this fellow.
Yeah. What was your first song that you learned of Elvis?
Oh, that was many moons ago. But if I
Many
remember,
moons ago, you're
Many moons
16. Many moons. Trade places with me, Nathan.
If I remember, it was probably Teddy Bear. I would have to say. Teddy Bear was, I'm pretty sure, my first one.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Was one of my favorites.
We got a question for you. Nathan, is a question from Boston Spencer. Says, forgive me for asking, did Elvis have a twin brother? Tell him.
Yes, he did. Of course. So Elvis's mother gave birth in Tupelo at home. By that time, it was kind of common to do stuff like that. So she had her birth at the birth was at home, and his twin brother passed at birth before Elvis came. So it doesn't get talked about a lot because it's not a big topic, but yes, he did.
Well, we will talk about that later on too, because we got some new information on that.
Yeah.
So that's Boston. Boston, you got your answer from a young fella and knows his stuff. Nathan Pittorf, 16-year-old Elvis tribute artist, joins us. A fascinating young man. Because I'll tell you what, I thought he was much older. I'll be honest with you, Nathan. I thought you were much older. And I'm pleasantly surprised to find that you're just a young whippersnapper.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, it's refreshing to see someone so young that cares about music of my generation.
Yes.
I mean, I'll be 64 this year in July. And you'd be hard pressed to find anybody of your generation who even knows who Elvis Presley was, let alone mimic his music and song styling. Which I'm thrilled. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely thrilled that you're carrying, passing the torch along.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, Amelia, go ahead. Talk to this young man.
My mom says that's when music was music. Back then, that kind of music.
Oh God, absolutely. You can understand the lyrics.
I have a really serious question for you. Do you believe that Elvis is still alive?
No.
No?
I don't believe that. I believe that he did pass away in 1977.
On that note, Nathan, a surprise number one. Get ready to meet Elvis Presley in 2016. You hear what I just said?
Yes.
Watch. Keep your eye on the guy wearing the pink shirt. This was taken at Graceland, by the way. And let me show you who you're looking at right now. The woman on the far right, that is Priscilla Presley. I'm sorry, that's Lisa Marie Presley. Next to her is her father, Elvis. Next to Elvis is his butler of many, many years. And next to him is his daughter, the butler's daughter. The gentleman there, that black gentleman, his name is Alfred. And again, I own this video, and I will never tell anybody how I got it. This film was snuck out of basically out of Graceland. If you can see, this is actually Graceland. There are no tour buses there. There are black stretch limos and cars, and everybody there is an invited guest. Take a look at it. That's Priscilla. And there's Lisa Marie. Mother, daughter, and father right there. And in case you're wondering, yes, Elvis Presley has a cell phone. For real. He's got a cell phone. All those pictures that you've seen of the guy running around with the white beard, everybody saying that's Elvis, that's Elvis. Well, there he is right there. Now, take a look at that. Take a look at that. Amelia, there's from left to right. There is Lisa Marie, Alfred, Elvis, and Priscilla. And I don't care what anybody says, they still love each other.
And whoever's filming is really, really nervous to get caught. You could tell from the shaking of the camera.
So, what do you think of that, Nathan? How's that for a mind blower?
It got me. I don't have much to say.
That's real deal, kid. That's real deal. Amelia, talk to this young man.
Yeah, I was since you're so young and everything, and I know that thank you for wanting to keep his music alive and everything. And is there any other songs that you'd like to learn in the future, or how many have you learned?
I've learned briefly around maybe a little over 30, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say briefly around 30.
And which is your favorite one to sing so far?
I get this question asked a lot, but I have to say I don't have one because all his songs are great. And
you know, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because we just had two Kiss lookalikes on the show. We had a Gene Simmons lookalike and a Paul Stanley lookalike. And we asked them the same question. What are your favorite Kiss songs? Both of them have said exactly the same thing. We don't have a favorite because they're all great.
Yes.
It's interesting. So let's talk a little bit, Nathan, about what the future holds for you. You're 16 years old. You got a whole lifetime of performing ahead of you. I'm sure there are things that you want to do. At some point, you're going to get tired of doing Elvis and you're going to want to perform as Nathan Pittorf. So what kind of music do you like? If you're not doing Elvis, what are you listening to?
Big thing I listen to besides Elvis music would be other artists from that year, like Jerry Lee Lewis,
Oh yes.
Buddy Holly, and the other ones. But a
Mhm.
big thing I really like is the 80s country.
Oh yeah, my favorite. I love 80s
Interesting.
country. That's my
So,
favorite.
Yeah.
so down the road, I'd like to keep doing the Elvis stuff, of course. I like keeping the legacy alive. It's my basic roots of how I got started,
Yeah.
and it's just so enjoyable to do it. But I also would like to do other artists from other years, like the country music
Like George Strait and Garth Brooks, things like that.
and like the Clint Black and all that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nathan,
Absolutely.
do you know who Jimmy Ellis is?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, if I say to you Orion, do you know who I'm talking about?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. Back when Elvis died, or supposedly died, there was a performer wearing a mask performing a lot of Elvis type music. His name was Jimmy Ellis. He was a singer long before doing Elvis music because he sounded remarkably like Elvis. Because of that, he basically had no career. He sounded so much like Elvis, they thought he was doing a cheap Elvis, ripoff kind of.
Mhm.
But the fact of the matter is that Jimmy Ellis sounded like Elvis Presley. The other interesting thing is that Jimmy Ellis looked an awful lot like Vernon Presley. We
Wow.
remember the show that we did, Amelia.
Yes. Mhm.
Is Elvis Alive show that we
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
We talked about Jimmy Ellis. I want you to do me a favor. When the show's over tonight, Nathan, I want you to look up Jimmy Ellis Orion. And I want you to listen to his voice. Okay?
Okay.
I'm bringing this up for a reason. Sometimes sounding so much like somebody means the end of your career and having to live in their shadow.
Mhm.
I'll give you a perfect example. As good as he is, there are certain people like Bill Cherry. Okay. He's great doing Elvis, but that's all he can do.
Mhm.
But Dean Z can do Elvis and he can perform as Dean Z
Yes.
because he's got his own voice. So let me ask Nathan Pittorf that question then. As you get older, is there someone you wish to emulate, or do you want to try to develop the best you can be?
So I would love to create my own music down the road. Like start recording and writing my own music. If that's what you're asking. And
Yeah.
a big thing that I've fiddled with it with I do vocal lessons and I do also guitar lessons.
Mhm.
But my vocal teacher's great and she helped me with one of my first songs and we fiddled with it and I created my own song. But when I wrote it, it was more of the 80s country of
Mhm.
style of country of
Mhm.
that of the 80s.
Right.
And I I like it, so like that's where I would go with it. It would be that kind
Well,
of
I'll
style.
tell you what, you're on the right track. People don't understand this about Elvis Presley. Elvis is often called the king of rock and roll. The fact of the matter is, he wasn't really rock and roll at all.
Mm-mm.
Elvis was country. He was rockabilly.
Yes.
Yes.
He was rockabilly,
Mhm.
and people don't get that.
No.
They never saw a white guy do it, though. They saw
Mhm.
black people do it back in the day, But back in the day, black soul music didn't have any other name but soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you take country music and soul music, all of a sudden you got rockabilly.
Mhm.
Nobody ever heard a white kid do it before. And if you need any proof of that, then take a look at some of these here.
Mm-hmm.
This is Elvis 56. Of course, another Elvis 56. Elvis 57. Elvis from Canada, the only time he ever performed in Canada.
Oh, wow.
And I got it. 1957. This is a great album here. This is terrific. It's got Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Mystery Train, That's All Right, Mama, Lordy, Miss Claudie. And then the movies. Of course, you know, King Creole. Look at that, Amelia. Looks like it's see-through.
All right.
Honey. This
How
was a
many
great.
greatest hits albums did he have?
Would say again?
How many greatest hits albums did he have?
How many greatest hits?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you. Still in the plastic, his hand in mine.
Mm-hmm.
I got to show Nathan. These are some classic stuff here. I got to show this kid.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
show
I
him.
was telling him earlier that a lot of the albums I loved of mine too, because I love keeping them in the plastic because they're well protected that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Gospel. Elvis loved. How about you with gospel music, Nathan? You like gospel?
Yes, I do. I like that kind of year of gospel.
Here you go. This is called Elvis for Everybody. Kissing Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Spin Out. All this stupid movie stuff. He hated these movies, by the way. They were horrible. Roustabout. Happened at the World's Fair. Girls, girls, girls.
Mm-hmm.
And more girls and more girls. Okay, Amelia.
Yes.
Greatest hits album #1.
Oh, wow.
It's a see-through album, as you can tell, because it's a green album.
Oh, yes.
The album cover is green. So now, 50 million Elvis fans, another greatest hits album. By the way, these are just from, by the way, yeah, Nathan, autographed.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow.
There it is. Signed. Another movie album, Double Trouble. Horrible. One of the worst. Just right up there with that classic. Harem Scarum. GI Blues. Still got the plastic on it. Frankie and Johnny. Here we go. Nathan Pittorf. Look at this stuff. I pulled out the best for you, kid. Paradise Hawaiian style. Hold on, I got the blue Hawaii. Hold on a second. Where is it? Actually, I got 2 copies. One is not for sale. The other one was for sale. This was a radio station copy. A Date with Elvis. You ever hear that one?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Date with Elvis. Here you go, Amelia.
Oh, that's the other one.
Another greatest hits album. And these are just in the 50s and 60s. Wait till you get to the ones from the 70s. Elvis is back. It's Army, obviously, from the Army picture there. Potluck with Elvis. These are some old stuff. Here you go. I showed Nathan this one. Having Fun with Elvis on stage. Basically, it's a bunch of drunk rants from Elvis having fun and not remembering his name half the time. Here you go, Amelia. More greatest hits albums.
Wow.
On stage, the Vegas comeback. 1970, The Wonderful World of Christmas. Elvis Country.
My mom has that one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I got some more for Nathan to check it out.
I remember that one. My mom played that one all the time.
Nathan, am I impressing you with my oldness over here?
Yep. Have you ever thought of going on The Voice?
I got that question for that. American's Got Talent, all that. We're waiting for my voice to mature so it's not cracking or popping when I'm singing.
Take
Oh,
a look at this album. It was only released for a very, very short time. It's called Raised on Rock. You ever hear of it?
Yes.
Okay. There's something special about this album that you probably don't know. Only half the songs were sung by Elvis.
wow.
I did
Yep.
not know that.
Yep. A lot of people don't know that. The rest of them were sung by Jimmy Ellis. Oh, by the way, there's something else about that. See that jumpsuit?
Mm-hmm.
I knew the guy who had that jumpsuit. Elvis personally gave this guy this jumpsuit. The guy's name, and I'm going to show you right now. His name was Jimmy Curtin. You ever hear that name in Elvis folklore?
No, I have not.
Jimmy Curtin was an Elvis tribute artist. He's deceased now. He's long gone. I knew him though in life, and I actually held that jumpsuit in my hand
Mm.
that Elvis is wearing on that album cover. That's absolutely true too. No bullshit. Madison Square Garden. More gospel. He touched me. This was an excellent album. I told everybody I'm going to take out the albums. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Was
Elvis
his
now.
jumpsuits heavy?
That's the way it is. There you go. Back to Vegas. Promised Land. Elvis Today. From Elvis Presley Boulevard in Memphis, Tennessee. That has the smash hit called Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Is on this album here. Here's the same album. This is the radio station copy.
Mm-hmm. I remember those.
Yep. Here's Welcome to My World.
Mm-hmm.
And now these were the first albums after Elvis, allegedly died.
Mm-hmm.
These were called Memories of Elvis. Because you're looking at here
Mm-hmm.
is Colonel Parker on the cover of that with Elvis's father, Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
And again, here's the second volume, our Memories of Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
and Legendary Performer, Volume 1, Volume
Mhm.
2, and Volume 3.
Oh wow.
There are 4. I got 3 of them. But the guy that I know's got the 4th one. I'm going to buy it off him. So let's see here. Let's put that away. We got some more. I got some more stuff here. More Elvis. Oh, man. Hold on, Nathan. I got more for you, kid.
While you're looking for those, going back to the jumpsuit, was it heavy?
Oh, my God. Are you shitting me? Please. Oh, my God.
Mm.
It weighed like 35, 40 pounds.
Wow.
I'm not even shitting. Like, how? No wonder he sweat like a pig on stage. That
Mhm.
shit was heavy.
Mm.
You ever picked up one of them jumpsuits, Nathan? Those suckers are heavy, man.
Not Elvis's. I wish. I
Mhm.
wish I'd be able to touch one of those. But I've had when I first started off, I did do some 70s.
Mhm.
So I've had the like the unicorn one, and the
Right.
black tapestry, and the chain suit.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
And 1 second.
And with the sequence, I can imagine it's heavy.
Here's the unicorn one,
Yep.
Mhm.
Mhm.
and this one would have a not a like the belts that would become later in the 70s, later
Yeah.
70s
Mhm.
on. So,
Oh.
and then here's one of the albums I have for right now.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's the gospel one.
Mhm.
That's in fact that's the one I just showed.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's the re-release, the one I showed you with the actual original cover.
Mhm.
Yes.
Here we go. We've got. Let me show you what we got here. This is the film. This is Elvis.
Mhm.
This is called He Walks Beside Me,
Oh yes.
gospel album.
Mhm.
That's from England. This is from Canada. Elvis from the Jordanaires.
Mhm.
Elvis in Hollywood, 2-album set. Now, Nathan, you happen to be in luck, young man, because I got something I'm going to maybe I'll send it to you. I want you to take a look at this album cover. Now I'm going to show you the album.
Oh.
Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Now, you ready for this?
I don't know. That was big.
I have a surprise for you, because guess what, pal? Not only do I have one of them, I have two of them.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I think maybe I'll send Nathan Pittorf one.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome. It's very old and it's beat up, but it's gold vinyl and it's worth a small mint. See here. Here you go. These are from England. This is a double album set. This is from the UK.
Oh, I love those that open up like that.
Yeah. Here's another one. Elvis Greatest Hits from England, Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
My mom has that one. I love that
one. The
one.
front and the back are exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the funny thing. There's no songs written on it.
Mm-mm. You have to open it to find out what songs they are.
Let me tell you some of the songs that are on here, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy stuff.
Yes. My mom's favorite album.
Big Hunk of Love, Stuck on You, Good Luck Charm, Return to Sender. Love Me Tender. Hound Dog, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, All Shook Up. I Beg of You. A lot of the stuff from the 50s. His early stuff.
My mom used to dance to those every time she'd clean the house. She started dancing and cleaning. We're like, ooh, my mom's cleaning.
Right?
Now I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have this album?
Yes, I do. That's called Elvis Sings for Kids.
Yes, it is.
And it's got it's got that one. Oh, from GI Blues. I've become a puppet on the string. You can do most anything with me. There you go. Can't Help Falling in Love and Other Great Memories from England. 2-album set from England. All right, let me get these albums out of here. Hold on. I'm running out of space over here, kid. Wait a minute. I'm not even finished yet.
I love looking at those albums.
Here you go. Flaming Star. Separate Ways. You have these? Do you have these, Nathan?
Maybe my dad does, but...
Here you go. Volume 2, Nathan. Elvis in Hollywood, Volume 2. This is an interesting album. It's an album as if Elvis were speaking. It's the guy doing Elvis on the album. He was a singer in the 50s named Raul Donner. Look him up, Raul Donner. He sounds just like Elvis, another guy whose career went nowhere because he sounded like Elvis. The 1956 sessions, Sun Records, Volume 2. And there is the original right there. Sun Records, Greatest Hits. There's B.B. King, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, Johnny Cash, and Elvis. The 5 biggest stars Sun Records ever had. Now, the last of the batch.
Oh, wow. Those are nice.
You know how many? I got like 120 albums here. There you go. Come on, everybody. That's called Come On, Everybody. This is all the songs, Nathan, that were not included in the Aloha from Hawaii album are on here. This is called Mahalo from Elvis. It was recorded in Hawaii. You remember the movie Frankie and Johnny?
Yes, I do.
Here's the alternate album cover. Frankie and Johnny.
I've never seen that one.
And you won't either because it's not available. Here we go. More Elvis gospel, a double album gospel set. This is called Almost in Love. This is everybody's favorite, Burnin' Love.
Mm-hmm.
Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love. Elvis Christmas album. I Got Lucky. Now, I want to show you that gentleman I was telling you about. His name's Jimmy Curtin. He's deceased now, but he had the Starburst suit that I showed you. Now, this is an interesting one here, Nathan and Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's here. He's he's an Italian Elvis tribute artist named Emil Margi.
Hmm.
Okay, but here's the funny thing: it's a disco album.
Really?
It's Elvis disco.
Hmm.
And don't laugh, but it's pretty damn good.
I can imagine it would be, especially in Italian.
Last but not least, Elvis Aaron Presley, Aron.
Hmm.
That was the album. They did not make a mistake on his name. It's Aron, not Aaron.
Wow.
Okay? So, there you go. What do you think of that, kid? That's some records for you.
That was awesome. I love to see those. A lot of those still around.
They are. I'll tell you what, brother. I'm going to send you a couple out.
Thank you.
I am. I'm going to send you that gold one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to send you this one right here called Elvis Now. This has got some really good songs on it. It's got Early Morning Rain, Fools Rush In, I Was Born 10,000 Years Ago, Sylvia, Until It's Time for You to Go, Put Your Hand in the Hand of the Man, Hey Jude, Miracle of the Rosary, and Help Me Make It Through the Night. It's very interesting, though. There's a song on here called Miracle of the Rosary, which Elvis doing a Catholic song was very unusual. And I don't know the story behind it, but I'd like to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting, though, because he was known to be like a Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certainly a Christian for sure. But I'm wondering how Miracle of the Rosary got on an Elvis album.
Right.
You know? So, Nathan Pittorf, talk to me about when you're performing. Is it hard for you, being a young guy, with seeing some pretty young little girls out there in the audience there and swooning over you? Is it hard to concentrate, or are you like thinking to yourself, "I can't wait till this set is over so I can go hook up with this chick"? You're a young guy. You got to be thinking that, right?
Yeah, but
See, I knew.
When I'm on stage and I see stuff like that, because it always happens. And when you get off the stage, it does too. You get a lot of ladies to come up to you and talk from many ages, but you gotta keep it appropriate, professional, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely when you're in that setting of paying tribute to Elvis or whoever I'm doing, to not take it out of context or take it too far.
Well, that's an interesting segue. Let me ask you, because you just brought something up.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting question that you brought up here. When you're performing, it's age appropriate for sure. However, have you ever been approached by an older woman?
What do you mean by that? Because
Older than 16. Like somebody old enough to be mama.
I guess he's talking about like somebody my age.
Well, I mean, Amelia is 52, okay?
No, I'm not.
You're 51.
you
All
guys
right,
don't.
close.
You guys
I was
don't
1
look
year
that
old.
old.
So, I'm guessing that your mother's probably younger than 51.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I just made you feel old, Amelia.
I know. I'm old enough to
Okay.
be his grandma.
Because I'm probably older than his mother and his father. So we've established then, I think by Nathan's silence, I think we've established that he's been hit on by some older MILFs. Okay, so
You're
so
making me turn red.
that that's been established categorically. Okay, so
Mhm.
now let me ask you a question. It's interesting though. You don't usually find young girls your age that are interested in Elvis music. Are we seeing a new phenomenon happening? Are young girls like digging Elvis?
I would say yes. I've seen more people, younger folks,
Right.
definitely around my age and even younger. When I go to these competitions and do my shows, if it's a car show, just a public show in general, I'll actually see people stop or watch or actually take out time out of their day and come to these shows. And I've seen kids around my age stop without a parent. Maybe there it's a car show and you just walk by, you're looking at all the cars I'm performing. And I would see kids around my age just stop, and their parents might go a little further or whatever, go look at more cars, and they'll sit there and actually enjoy the music. So I have seen a lot of people, a lot of kids my age and younger get interest into this music.
It's very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Our friend Boston Spencer says, I see you have a Buddy Holly tribute artist who was, of course, with the Richie Valens and the Big Bopper on the airplane. Okay, so let me ask you a question about that. Let's switch gears for a second. Let's switch over to Buddy for a half a second. Clearly, when you're doing Elvis, there's a certain mindset. There's a certain attitude. Because Elvis was all about attitude. But on the other hand, Buddy Holly was very laid back and just a simple country, basically a simple country boy. Okay. How do you prep your mind? How do you adjust your internal mechanism to do somebody like Buddy as opposed to somebody like off, way off on a different level like Elvis? Because it is a very, very slippery slope that you walk here. Especially, Nathan, if you're doing both of them in the same night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe you do open up with Buddy Holly, then you go backstage and do a costume change and come out as Elvis. It's got to be some kind of mindset that you go through. Walk me through your process.
So in a night show on a usually basis, it'd be a multiple show, Elvis and Friends, we call it. And it would be up to, we'll say, generally 2 hours. So it's not actually just Elvis and Buddy Holly. I also do like the Eddie Cochran's, the Johnny Rivers, CCR, Chuck Berry, and etc.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it's a whole mind change with everyone.
Right.
But definitely with Elvis and Buddy Holly being my main ones, and with the most songs of them,
Yeah.
and being back to back, of course. from going from Elvis to Buddy Holly. Elvis has that, like you said, kind of that sass. He's got that, definitely in the early years, he's got that young teenage coolness to him. But he also, when he's on stage, doesn't know what he's doing. That's where the moves come in. One big saying was Elvis got off stage at one of his shows he did when he first started off, and he had the girls screaming and everything.
Mhm.
And he left the stage, and the guy told him, "Go back up there and do what you just did."
Yeah.
Well, Elvis said, "What did I do?"
Yeah, he had no idea.
Yeah.
What Nathan is talking about, and this is absolutely true. Let me tell people what you're talking about. The show that you're speaking about was at the Memphis Basin in Memphis, Tennessee. It was an outdoor amphitheater. It was called the Memphis Basin. And he went out there. It was one of his first local shows in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So he went out there and he was nervous. And so when you're nervous, parts of your body will move involuntarily.
Mm-hmm.
And you got no control over it. So his legs were shaking and his arms were twitching, and said, he went out there and he did his songs and he took a bow, and the girls were going crazy. And the guy backstage, like Nathan said, the guy backstage said, "Whatever you just did, go back and do it again."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Well, what did I do?" He goes, "I don't know what you did, but go do it again." So his bandmates, and it's actually seen in the film Elvis with Austin Butler.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Wiggle, go out there and wiggle."
Just wiggle
like
those hips.
Because what they did, Nathan, is they took that scene in Elvis in the movie and they put it inside the Grand Ole Opry Auditorium.
Yeah.
That's not where it took place, though. It took place outside at the Memphis Basin, which is interesting that they did that. They took a little bit of creativity with that movie. I enjoyed it, though. What did you think about the film?
The film, I say, in my opinion, was the best Elvis film I've ever replicating the all the years of Elvis, because a lot of movies out there that are the recreation of Elvis are a lot. They stick with the 70s.
Yeah.
And being a 50s ETA, it is kind of like one side of Elvis that, or really two sides of Elvis, getting missed by me in the 50s and the movies and all that kind of 60 years.
Nathan, can I share something with you? Can I share something with you, Nathan?
Yes.
People who watch this show know I'm a big Elvis fan, but they also know, and Amelia will tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when guys immediately throw on a jumpsuit and jump into the 1970s. Most of them can't sing. Most of them have no stage presence. Buying a $2,000 jumpsuit because you think it's going to make you look like Elvis is a waste of your money and my time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell everybody out there that does Elvis as a tribute, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do Nathan a favor, and most of all, do Amelia a favor, because she can't stand to look at it anymore.
No.
Go out there and pay your dues and learn to sing and learn to perform and learn to work an audience and pay your dues. Because just because the jumpsuit fits doesn't mean you should wear it. Okay?
Oh.
Do everyone a favor and learn the music.
And watch how Nathan's doing it, because that's how you should be doing it.
I saw a guy the other day. I'm not even lying to you. I saw a guy the other day, 74 years old, doing Elvis. He could barely stand up.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? He could barely stand up. And I take that as a great offense. Because first of all, Elvis died, if you want to believe that, he died young. Okay? Elvis, no Elvis tribute artist should go past their 40s.
No.
Because that's when Elvis died. I see guys in their 50s, 60s, and 70s doing Elvis.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's not Elvis. Because Elvis didn't live to his 50s, 60s, or 70s. At least officially, not anyway.
Mm-hmm. His career,
Okay?
when he stopped singing anyway.
Yeah, for singing anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's put it this way. Elvis the entertainer died, but Elvis Presley was very much alive.
Mm-hmm.
So let's understand that. Let's be very clear about it. Well, I'll tell you what, man, this was a fast hour. Nathan
Yes.
Pittorf, you are a young man full of all kinds of energy and enthusiasm and knowledge. Can you stay with us for a few more minutes?
Yes.
Good. Amelia,
Okay.
ask this young man some
Yes.
questions.
We'd like to ask you as far as like how he was saying recording your own songs and things like that. Do you have 2 or 3 written so far? Because I know you said one of them, but have you written any more since then?
I only have one because it wasn't that long ago when I wrote it, but also reason why I don't because of where I am with learning Elvis and all that. It
Mhm.
takes up a lot of time, and plus I'm still in school,
Mm-hmm.
so it's time consuming of working with school and then working because this is to me my career.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to keep performing for the rest of my life until I can't anymore, and never have to really work a day in my life.
That's great.
Because to me, it's just what I love doing. So if I keep on doing it, it would just make my life.
Did you hear what he said, folks? Did you hear what he said?
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoy what you're doing, it's not work.
It's not work.
That's the truth.
Mm-mm.
If you enjoy what you do, it's not work. And it shouldn't be. It
No.
should be fun.
It would be
That's why I do this every week, because I enjoy it.
me too.
And I know that you look forward to seeing my happy little fat face over here.
It's not that.
Well, it is right now because I don't have the beard. See, Nathan, you should have knew me when I had the beard. Because I really looked like Santa Claus then, babe. I'm gonna tell you. I had a big old white beard. Remember, Amelia?
Yes.
But
Mhm.
anyway. So I'll tell you what, Nathan, tell everybody where you're appearing in the next couple of months. Let's go over your schedule. Where can people find you?
Okay, so we'll start local. I have a couple to make this so I don't have to know off the top of my head real quick, like try to sit here and think. You can follow me at Facebook, Instagram. That's where I post my schedules up and coming for shows local or even outside of the state. But YouTube also for a lot of videos that will be coming and promo videos and all that, YouTube and all that. But the ones that I bigly really know right now outside of state is, like I was talking about earlier, is March. That would be the Nashville Elvis Fest.
Right.
It's a competition. And the first week of May will be Iowa. That's Blue Suede Memories. And that's also a competition. So just keep up, like just keep looking at my media, my where you can follow me. If you got any questions or if you want to book me or anything, that's where you can find me. Also, my email you can find me at that is pittorfnathan at gmail.com. You can find me at. But any questions, and that's where you get the information the quickest way.
Fabulous. Excellent. Amelia,
Yes.
tell everybody what's coming up for us on What's the Buzz and on Is It Me or What?
We have actually going to be Thursday. We're going to be speaking about the death of Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter is Thursday night. Was he killed? Did he commit suicide, or was it something more nefarious? What was up at play in the mind of Aaron Carter, pop star, singer, idol to millions of teeny bopper girls. Again, a 34-year-old young man dead for apparently no reason other than perhaps his own demons got the best of him, or perhaps someone else's demons did. So we will find out what happened to Aaron Carter. We will also feature next week our new show, the UFO cover-up. And if you want to know what that's about, let's take a look at the UFO cover-up. Love us some flying saucers in this joint. Absolutely.
Especially when they come out of the water. That's my favorite.
Yeah. And Blue Collar Chaos. That's our new show. That's a no holds bar show. You got to be over 18 for that one,
Right.
Nathan. So I might burn your ears with that one, kid. Blue Collar Chaos. What's it like to be a working stiff today in America? Well, I can't use the words because there's a young underage young man here. But I'll tell you what, I'm just thrilled that we had Nathan Pittorf with us tonight. Nathan, I wish you the absolute very, very best in your endeavors. I want you to stick around with me after the show. I want you to give Amelia your contact information. I'm going to send you out a couple of albums, and maybe you can listen to them, enjoy them a little bit, and well, what the hell? All right. So, Nathan Pittorf is a Elvis Presley Buddy Holly tribute artist. He is available for bookings. Reach him on Facebook at his Facebook, Nathan Pittorf, Pittorf. Again, Nathan, give everybody that email address one more time, please.
My email is Pittorf, Pittorf, Nathan@gmail.com. Also, I forgot to say I do have a website too. You can get my father's contact information, phone numbers, and that, and my email's also on there. So if you ever have to go back and check.
Terrific. And we've got NathanPittorf.com.
Yes.
Excellent. NathanPittorf.com. And again, Nathan is only 16 years old, but he is the new breed of Elvis tribute artist. He is keeping the music of Elvis Presley alive for generations. And I, for one, am thrilled. I really, really am. It's nice to see that somebody young listening to music you can understand.
Yes. That's what my mom's exact words. You could actually understand the music.
I have a 23-year-old daughter. I have to ask her, what are they saying?
I know.
Because I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Right?
And then I go, never mind. Forget that I asked.
Because
every other word is the F-bomb. It's like, you know what? That's not music.
Yes. And thank you, Nathan, for also because you're keeping the music alive, and that's when romance music was romance music, and you could actually dance to it and understand it. And we'd like to hopefully have you back soon and maybe sing some songs for us.
Oh, we're going to have Nathan back. Absolutely, we'll have him back for sure.
I like to say thank you so much for having me today. And this
was an absolute pleasure. I'll tell you what, I'd like to have 100 guests like you. You're a fine young man. I feel like Ed Sullivan when Elvis appeared on the Ed Sullivan show. This here's a fine young man. Fine young man.
But I like to say it was a great honor to be part of this today. But,
it was an honor for us, my friend. I'll tell you what.
Honor to meet you.
You're an incredibly talented, very bright, articulate young man. And you will definitely be back here for sure. We are going to say goodnight to everybody, but stay with us. I want you to get with Amelia and give her your info. For Nathan Pittorf, for Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, I am the Mad Dog. How, baby? It's time for us to go buzzing. Take
And
care,
happy
everybody.
birthday to my son Joseph.
Oh, birthday time.
Yes.
Why did you say that? I would have got that earlier.
Hey, I had to get it in.
Joseph, your mother screwed up again. We'll see you later. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.